This is Morten from INKISH. I have the pleasure of being at Print Ahead in Alpharetta. It's actually HP's, one of the American headquarters, right? Yes. And I'm here with, can I call you my friend?
Yes, always.
Bob, good to see you.
It's a pleasure to see you.
Last time we met each other in person, at least, that was at the D-Scoop event in Denver.
Yep.
And I felt that, at that time we didn't know each other. And I felt that we kind of clicked because we have been communicating a little bit on and off on LinkedIn. And you're category manager for PrintOS. And I think that sometimes people tend to look only at the hardware and forget a little bit about the software, right? And you had just told me that you made a major announcement today as part of the PrintOS and Automation Center.
Absolutely.
Before we talk about the Automation Center, I just have a question. How important is software to make a valuable and profitable business?
So golly, let's think about that question. I would say that we live in a digital world. And I don't know if you agree with that. Some people might not agree with that statement because, oh, gee, I don't know. But actually, if you think about what you do all day and the fact that, for example, you're subscribed to Netflix and that you book your airline, on your app and you check in without printing your boarding pass and everything. You look around, we're in a digital world. Okay, print is no different, right? And so when we think about also the print industry, there are areas of the print industry growing significantly. And those areas tend to focus on short runs, quick turnarounds. They got to have the highest quality. And you need to have the ability to pivot and adjust quickly.
To all the market changes, basically, because the market is changing rapidly, and therefore the software part is a very important piece of a very important component in order to go where the market is. Is that
exactly right? And also to pivot and take advantage of new opportunities. So in a lot of ways, people have traditionally focused on the press, and that's fine. You need the highest quality, the fastest speed, the most versatile press, but having that today is not enough anymore. You need to be connected. You need to connect with your brands. You need to connect with your operations team. Your operators need access to information so that they can keep the press running, okay? And what PrintOS does in many areas is that plus much more. We've actually bundled it into now what we call 4 power packs. So we have something called the Productivity Power Pack, which has certain apps in PrintOS that help our customers track what's going on, measure what's going on. We have APIs that they can get data from the press directly to their MIS. No more clipboards, no more data entry, and no more errors in data entry. When it's done printing, the data is in the ERP, done, okay? We have something called the Quality Power Pack, which is all focused around production quality. It leverages our onboard spectrophotometers within the press to be able to not just track color, but proactively manage color. So instead of, let's say, having an offline device you print sheets and you go measure offline, you're reacting at that point. We are now being proactive. The press is managing. It's also, we have the ability in the Quality Power Pack to even help people automate certifications like G7. Our customers literally can certify to G7 in less than 30 minutes at the push of a button. And because it's so automated and we're fully integrated with ID Alliance, they actually pay half the normal fee to ID Alliance to actually do it. So G7, gosh, I talked to people, oh, well, we'd like to do it, but it's so complicated. No, it's not anymore, okay? So quality. We have a Creativity Power Pack, tools and apps that help people create value add, to do new things, to not just get a job and print it, but add value, to differentiate, and to grow their business because they go back to a brand and say, here's an idea, have you thought about this? No, that looks amazing, why don't we do that?
Is it the products like Mosaic and things like that? That is
exactly.
Part of it? Yeah.
So Mosaic and Collage, Spark, which is like programmed image, generation. And then, a tool called Composer. So you can create the design on your Mac, but then upload the file to the cloud and let the cloud do the heavy lifting of creating the print file. because you can use your Mac to do the next job, right?
Exactly.
And then finally, the fourth power pack is something we call the automation power pack.
Okay.
This is what's focused on site flow. You're probably familiar with site flow.
100%.
Yeah.
Great, but that sounds super. I just have one question because I mean, all these packages seems that I want all of them, right? Basically. But I was just thinking because when I look at, let's say, we spoke about the screen just before we turned on the interview, with showing all the different applications that you can actually access with PrintOS and use as part of PrintOS. I was wondering because I think that in the past, just a few years ago, most software packages in the market were like one-time fee and then you pay the maintenance. Now more and more going into subscription-based. And I think there is a tendency that you basically want to own the space. So instead of having 10 subscriptions, you go in one subscription. Is that part of the strategy here?
It is.
Yeah.
And so you have several subscriptions, and we also have promotions that bundle subscriptions. And the beauty of having a subscription model for a customer is that they always have the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
When you buy something, big capital investment, you're paying maintenance, and then you have to buy the next version. You have to budget for it.
It changes from an CapEx to basically an operational asset that you pay on as you pay your leasing and you pay your housing and electricity and things like that. So I take that changes the entire scope of how you calculate and how you manage your business from a financial perspective.
Exactly. It just becomes I'll call it a monthly payment that you're making, and that's fine, instead of large capital investments. But again, you don't have to, when it comes to upgrading software in the past, okay, well, we have to decide if we want to buy the new version, what's new, figure it out. Oh, the new version, let's get it. But wait, we have to get new hardwares too, because the old hardware is too slow and the operating system is out of date.
And you don't need that with the PrintOS, or?
No.
Okay.
It's all cloud-based.
Okay.
You access it from a browser anywhere.
So basically, whatever computer you have, as long as you have internet connection,
Absolutely.
You're set to go.
We have people getting it from their phone, from their iPad, from their Mac, from their PC, anytime, anywhere.
Do I remember right, but didn't I hear, or maybe we spoke about it, that you also interface to, let's say, other workflow systems and other software solutions? Because I mean, one thing is that HP is a power horse when it comes to developing software, but in reality, a lot of PSPs and converters also have like different kind of software, different kind of needs. So you also interface to these companies, right?
Absolutely right. So one of the other things we're launching soon, I'm glad you brought it up, is our integration to eProductivity Pace and eProductivity Radius. So we are launching this week, actually, the integrations that we announced at DScoop. And so now they're publicly available, ready to go, and the eProductivity team is ready to work with those customers.
When I hear you talk about all these different packages, let's say that I come into, let's say, a commercial printer today, or even let's say a folding carton packaging printer, and I think that, okay, I have a mix of analog and digital equipment, maybe even digital equipment from competitors. Do you still have the ability to use these services as long as you are a subscriber to this across the different types of technology you have, or?
So some of the apps absolutely can apply to what I'll call non-HP devices, right? Things about, within PrintOS where we're tapping in and we're real-time status of the press and what's happening, and also, ordering supplies and tracking various aspects of the operation. Those are unique and specific to the HP devices, of course. But things like SiteFlow and some other apps like SmartStream Designer and so on can absolutely support non-HP devices, and we work with customers all the time to do that.
The reason I'm asking you is because actually now there's a good reason to start here instead of looking at the hardware first, right? That's what you want them to do, right?
Well,
I'm just joking with you.
What I would say is, honestly, we have this platform. HP has invested millions of dollars. We launched this in 2016 at Drupa. We have 25,000 connected print service providers globally with 40,000 devices.
Amazing, right?
And 60,000 registered users. This is a unique area of value that HP provides, and no one else has anything like it. The great thing about it is we didn't build PrintOS for us. We built PrintOS for our customers. It comes with the press. And so it's a whole new area, a whole extended area of value of working with HP that really nobody else can provide. So we do want people to understand that this is unique, powerful, and thousands of people are using it every day.
I think I was in Israel and I had a chat with Gershon Alon some years ago, and I actually think, I can't remember if we spoke about on camera or it was always off camera, but we spoke a little bit about that. I remember when I heard the name PrintOS the first time, I thought that finally somebody is doing an operating system for all printing industry. And he said that basically the vision for HP was actually to connect with literally as many as possible, because that will make the industry more transparent, easier to connect, and basically more profitable, basically. Right?
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
And maybe one of the last points I want to make with you is that we have a complete suite of free and open, documented and supported APIs. So we have
So
11,
you can connect, that's what you say.
11 APIs,
Yeah.
and people can connect.
Yeah.
They can get data back to their ERP, they can submit jobs automatically, and there's a number of areas and data and information that we make freely available. Because if you think about PrintOS, okay, our customers have our presses, they're running, but this isn't our data, this is their data.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're giving them access, and we're making the tools available so that they can tap in and automate and track and become more and more efficient and open up new capacity in the devices they already have.
And that leads me to maybe my last question, because I mean, if you think of it for a second, it's like you said that you spend millions of dollars in developing this kind of thing. Even though the data belongs to the PSP and the owner of the hardware and the company, they would never be able to do all this development themselves. So that is like the combination and being together is basically something that really utilizes the strengths of the industry, right?
Absolutely. You know, I always tell people when it comes to software, you know, especially like I talked to several people here and I asked them, what management information system are you using? They go, oh, we built our own.
Yeah.
I said, building is the easy part, right? And they say, yeah. It's actually managing, maintaining, updating, upgrading, adding new features. All of that is built in and available. Literally, if there's a new feature that's developed for PrintOS and it's available tomorrow, when they log in, it's there. It's ready to use.
How difficult is it to get that information about all this technology across to the industry? I mean, because it is not just like, you know, when you have, let's say, an MIS system, you need it for calculation, right? But I mean, you have so many resources here. So how do you get that message across?
By working with you, my friend.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's great. That's what I wanted you to say. Thank you very much, Bob.
Fantastic. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.